Hey everyone, this is Iron Will Becker, and got a video here that I want to talk about a little bit about a movie from 1998 or somewhere in that time frame. I'm not exactly sure the actual release date, and its related topic. So this movie I think it was released in 1998. It stars Dustin Hoffman, Sharon Stone, and Samuel L. Jackson. And the synopsis is that several scientists investigate a ship under 300 years worth of coral. The crew's fears are then brought to life. And the name of the movie is Sphere. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it was, to me, I thought it was a great film. Just on that little side note, what was more powerful to me, or what came out of the movie that was more powerful, was that the crew members were bringing their own fears to life. You have a couple of people that die. You have you have other stuff that goes on. And these three main characters, which I don't remember the character names, I didn't look them up. They kind of figure it out, and they excuse me. They figure it out, and they figure out what's going on, and they then proceed to control their fear and control the situation. And what I love, the first thing I love about the film is that Sphere is a play on fear. You know, Phere, fear, sphere, and it has been a theme in my own life in different ways, to face my own fears. When I was about 12 or 13 years old, I was embarrassingly afraid of needles, to the fact that at some point earlier in my childhood, I had to be strapped down to a board, arms out. Took several doctors and nurses to be able to administer this, either to give me a shot or to take blood. I don't actually remember which, but I do remember being strapped to the board, and I do remember about the age of 12, 14, somewhere in that ballpark, sitting in the doctor's office and hearing that I was going to have blood drawn, and realizing I don't want to act like that. I'm going to maintain my calm, which I was able to do. I'm not really sure how at that point, but I wanted to look at the needle. And starting from that point forward, anytime I had to have a shot, dental work done in a shot, any kind of needle was going to touch my body, I had to see it. So I literally had to face my fear, to look at it. And when I would look at it, I knew then and there, okay, what's actually going to happen is there's going to be a little pinch, and then I'm going to be uncomfortable. And if I've got a good phlebotomist or whatever, then, it's going to be easy. They're going to hit my vein. They're going to get the blood. If it was a shot, it's just in and out. A little pressure for the medicine to be put in, and sorry guys, I don't know why I'm so yawning today. And that was how it played out. To this day, actually about 10 years ago, I went to a new dentist and I said, "Hey, you cannot stick me with that needle until I see it." And he's like, "Oh, it's." So he showed me like just the tip, the first part of the actual needle. And I was like, no, like the whole thing. So then he showed me like the whole needle part. And I was like, no. I need to see the entire syringe, the whole thing. And so he's like, okay. So he shows me the whole thing, and I'm like, okay, now you're good. Go ahead and get started. And it kind of weirded him out a little bit. But at this point in my life, needles don't bother me. But I still go through that process, those steps of looking at the needle, accepting this part, this is going to happen. I need to, whatever. And taking the shot or getting my blood drawn, whatever the case is. And I've put into practice that idea of facing my fears in my life. Sometimes I was more successful. There was a time when I was in Boy Scouts and I was being taught to rappel, and I just did not trust myself enough to go over that edge all the way. The two men that were there, the scout leaders that were there working with us, phenomenal. A lot of the other boys did it without a problem. I just could not. I just could not get the courage in myself, the belief in myself that I could actually step over that ledge and rappel down. And it wasn't a big cliff. It might have been 10 feet. Okay. But what I really appreciate about Gene and Larry is that they were willing to take me aside to work with me, just the three of us, and make sure, give me the time to do it. I think they spent, like a half hour, maybe an hour, on this week-long camp out we were on, and giving me the time. And they were like, okay, look, if you want to do this before we leave, we'll come back and we can do it again. We can try again. And I chose not to. But there's so many other times where I've used this technique of looking at my fear, talking to myself about what really the problem is, what's the concern, what is it that I need to do. Sometimes it just took me reframing it. So one of the stories from our educational system is Mr. Chris Brady's talking to his wife, Terry Brady, and they're having a discussion about the business. And Terry's talking about how she feels reluctant to talk to people and invite them. And Chris says to her, so what do you want to get out of this? What is one of your hopes or dreams? And she says, I want to become a stay-at-home mom. And he said, do you believe that this will get you that? She said, yes. And then he said, do you think there are other women or men out there that want to achieve that also, or to get that out of this business also? And she said, yes. He said, okay. So all you're doing is inviting someone to go after something they want. It's not a guarantee. Hard work is necessary when you're building a business, and you've got to be able to do the work that is stipulated, and fulfill those obligations. So reframing your fear sometimes, just looking at it in a different way, so that way you allow your mind to see that fear in a whole new way. And it may take some time. There's no quick or easy way to do that, and each person is different. I'm trying to think of an example that I might be able to share. And I'm just not coming up with one to share with you guys from my own personal life. I was actually trying to think of something with my kids that I could share without giving too many names. So here's the thing. The movie is fantastic. It's suspenseful. It's really driven. I feel like the whole story is really well done. And it gets you thinking about your fears. Because that's what the cast is going through. That's what the characters are going through. So my question is to you, what is a fear right now, one that you have right now, that's preventing you from achieving something that you can reframe? That you could look at in a different way, and that might be able to totally remove it as a fear and give you the courage and the fuel to go into or to go after your goals. So check it out, the movie Sphere. If you'd like to, you're more than welcome. Drop comments below, talk about your own personal fears, things that you may have overcome or that you're working on overcoming. And I hope that this has touched some of you, wonderful audience members, and has given you encouragement. Because really, part of this life is living into who we're supposed to be, the best version of ourselves. And I love that. I love getting up every day and doing that. It doesn't matter that I still go to work every day right now, because I can see the horizon. I can see that job freedom horizon. And I know that I'm in a vehicle, no, not this car, but in a business vehicle that can make that a reality. So, I hope you guys will go out and make it a great day. Have a great week, no matter when you're seeing this. And I hope that you will find the courage to face your own fear, whether you have to reframe it or just face it. You know what? I just thought of something. So my youngest is afraid of dogs, especially jumpy dogs. And I've been working with him to try and get him to understand that the dog just wants to be greeted, and how to go about greeting a dog. Now, this is still a work in progress. It's not perfected, of course. He's still a little guy. But I know that if he will work with me and follow my instructions as he has so far, we will get him to that point where he's able to meet a new dog, not be afraid of it. All right, my friends, if you'd like to follow me, if you like this video, please like and share it. You can follow me. You can find me at ironwill.net/CS. There you can connect to me on all my social media platforms. And the most important page there is the self-education page. And there you will find a list of over 80 books that I recommend people read. And it's business-minded, it's personal, professional growth. There's a wide variety of different topics there, and they're all books that have inspired me or helped me in some way to become a better person, to become a better man. And so, my friends, go out and make it a great week, go out and make it a great day, and I will talk to you later. Thanks for spending time with me.